Howdy and welcome back. So today we are kicking off the tear down of the part out here, the LB7 that I had bought. We're gonna rob some parts. We're gonna sell some parts, most of the parts. Yeah, so I got a day off and it's a nice fresh day to be in the shop. So I'm gonna start by setting the hoist, getting this long thing up in the air and try and get it so it doesn't rock back and forth. Extended cab long bed. It gets a little tippy on a two-post hoist, but we'll make it work. We're not doing anything major. We're gonna do box bolts off the bat here. We're gonna get rid of or take off the plug for the tail lights, plate lights, all that stuff. And then we're gonna maybe disconnect the steering, probably the bottom part of the transfer case, transmission mounts, things like that, everything from the bottom side, because I do intend to lift the cab off of this thing and lift the box off. But once the chassis is on the ground, obviously I won't have a hoist available to lift everything up, and I don't want to be rolling underneath trying to get bolts and stuff out. So we're going to start by getting the hoist set, getting it up in the air, and start disassembly. All right, well, now that we have all the groundwork done underneath, we're just gonna take off some of these body panels. So the fenders are junk. I'm just gonna take those off and toss them, but the hood is in super good shape, so we're gonna take that off first. All right, next we're gonna tear the passenger side fender off. I'm gonna tear this off, get the coolant reservoir flopped over here, get this last battery out, battery tray. Yeah, and then I'm gonna take off the lower radiator hose and get the antifreeze draining out of it. Well, we're at the point now. All I have left is to unhook the power steering lines from the Hydro Boost. I just disconnected the steering. I will say that is the easiest it's ever came apart. Normally it's heat, pry bars, swearing, and hammers. I just did it in less than like 10 seconds, came right out. So that just reminded me that obviously I can turn the steering here. You don't want to break the clock spring. If somebody actually is interested in this cab, we got to tape that steering wheel so it does not move. You want to make sure that stays straight all the time. All right, here's where we can really kick it into high gear. So obviously the cab is off. Yeah, again, I don't know if anybody's gonna buy this. It's got some issues for sure. I mean, the floor is solid enough. You could probably make something of it. Don't know if I should be afraid to admit it or not, but I've definitely fixed worse. So maybe it's worth 200 bucks to somebody. The inside's super nice. The headliner itself has no tears. The dash is beautiful, not cracking, flaking, peeling. The carpet has almost no stains. Yeah, so maybe somebody will buy it. But here's where the goods are at. So I actually do have somebody messaging me already on this transmission as soon as it is pulled. He said he's gonna come get it. He did ask that it be drained. So I took a quick video, showed, hey, the fluid's cherry red. Seems healthy, there's no leaks anywhere, other than maybe the rear main seal, which is just gonna be around the bell housing, but that's out of the back of the motor. So I'm gonna start taking all this apart, but I'll tell you, it's gonna be a lot easier doing it from right here, easy access, than with a transmission jack underneath the truck. So this is the preferred method if I have a means of a hoist that's available. So we're gonna undress everything there. We're actually keeping the short block, I believe, to this point. But all the accessories we're gonna get rid of, the turbo. Yeah, we got a bunch of stuff that we can get out of here. That transfer case is in super good shape, videos of it working. We got a giant aluminum drive shaft. So yeah, a lot of stuff to take off. I don't know how I'm gonna take this box off yet. I am running solo, and yeah, I could just be Mr. Muscle Man here and bulldoze it off the back, but somebody might buy it. You'd be surprised. I mean, it's got a good shell. The floor is in good shape. I believe you can pick up box sides for something like this for maybe 600, 700 bucks, 700 bucks probably. Then you got a rust-free, appearing rust-free box. But itself is in so good shape. It's way too bad that we're in the rust belt here, because I mean, the truck has no dents. That's amazing to me. You know, the truck is now what, 23 years old, something like that. Oh, it's more than that. It's yeah, 2004. So older than that already. Put collector plates on this old thing, but we're gonna keep tearing down. I'm gonna take a little lunch break here, and we'll get back after it. Howdy, we're back again. So still taking apart the Duramax here. Took a couple days off doing some other stuff outside the shop because we had some beautiful weather. Did some construction stuff, and in the meantime managed to tweak my shoulder again. Happens once in a while, so throw a little bit of a brace on here to kind of help limit me and bandage me up for a couple days. But anyways, a couple easy things we can pull. I did already sell the transmission, the TCM, transmission cooler, cluster, and now the FICM, fuel ignition control module. So we're making our way. I think after that FICM gets shipped, we actually are at our break-even point. So everything from here on out, which is a lot, yeah, it's gonna be profit. So I believe I have the short block sold. That's going to be 600 bucks for the short block. I believe the heads probably have some bent valves, maybe. We'll see. I didn't want to guarantee it, so I sold the short block. Got a transfer case, drive shaft, wheel liners, piping kit, intake, grill, coolant reservoir, headlights. Have the whole cooling stack to take out of there yet. Yeah, lots of good parts. So we're going to keep on taking stuff apart and making some money. Well, I'm running out of steam. It's about 9 o'clock at night. I think I'm going to call it an evening. Got the engine harness off. Injector lines are off. Pretty much the entire fuel system aside from this little fuel block here, pressure rail, and the CP3. But the injectors are out. Injector hold down deals. I got those taken. Oh no, I take that back. I'm so dumb. I haven't taken the injectors out. I took the injector lines off. Those little retaining clips I took off. Injectors themselves are under the valve cover, so we have to do that yet. Took the turbo off, popped out the Y bridge, and as you, well, I don't know how fast I'm going to have to do this in the video because it's a lot of footage, but I'm trying to put all the hardware back where it belongs when I'm done, so that regardless of whatever part I sell, I include the hardware with it, because I don't need it, and maybe somebody will be grateful for that. So yeah, we're going to call it an evening. Tomorrow I'm going to take the CP3 out, try and take the whole front accessory bracket off, finish off the last of our little bit of harness here. It's for the accessories, AC compressor, alternator, coolant reservoir, all that jazz. Take our fuel rails off, intake runners I'll probably leave on the heads. No sense in taking them off right now, but yeah, basically we're going to get this thing down to a short block, get all the guts and shit off of it. Take out the 6 engine bolts, which are just 15 mils into these engine mounts there. Throw a bolt in here, front and back, cherry picker, and out we go. Haven't decided if I want to keep this block yet. There's a buddy of mine that may be in need of it, so I may sacrifice it. I was on the fence about keeping it anyways. So told him he could have it for 600 bucks, a good rotating assembly bottom end. Yeah, so we'll see what comes of that, but either way, it's got to come out so we can scrap the rest of this chassis. So we're going to keep on cruising, try and get her done by the weekend. All right, welcome back. Today we're going to try and clean up the rest of this project. It's a Saturday afternoon. Kind of ran a little longer doing some things this morning than I expected, but nevertheless, we're going to try and get this thing taken care of. So my plan now is to take the front cover off, or accessory bracket off, so I can get at the heads. We're going to, or the valve covers, I guess. We're going to take the valve covers off, and then we're going to yank the motor out of here and get that out. I might yank the heads too. We'll see. Once the motor's out, I'm going to pull the whole chassis out of the shop. Then we're going to grab the box. Well, no, I changed my mind again. I think I'm going to just roll it out completely out of here. And then I'm going to grab the cab with the skid loader and pallet forks. I think I'll be able to do that without it wanting to tip forward. I think the pallet forks are long enough. Get that out of here. Then we're going to try and twist the chassis around, back the frame back in, and use the hoist to lift the box up. I do have somebody coming to buy the box, tailgate, taillights, all in one assembly. Save myself some disassembly time, and somebody's giving me 200 bucks for it. So it's no use to me, and it's better than scrapping it. So we're going to get cruising. That's a lot to do and not a lot of time to do it. So we're going to get moving. All right, well, got a little bit more information now that we got some things apart. See, like we had anticipated, that the cam gear itself, or cam pin, has sheared and lost time. So push rods over here don't look too terribly out of place. Like this looks a little, that one's bent. I'll say, I know this one here caught my eye right away. Little curveball. So we got bent push rods everywhere. That one's bent. Damn near every push rod is bent. There's a bent one. So yeah, before I decide that I can deem this short block still usable, we're going to take the heads off and make sure there's no damage to the piston. So we're going to see what we find. Are you kidding me? My bit fell off and went right down the damn exhaust. And you know it isn't just sitting at the bottom. It had to have gone around the corner of that. Unreal. I have one left. Oh! Well, hell with it. Nobody's going to buy this damn exhaust anyways. Cutting it off. Well, that actually went pretty well. Yeah, I've never done that solo outside. Normally if I take a box off a truck, I got a couple other guys, because it's really not that heavy, it's just bulky. If they're absolutely junk and nobody's buying them, I just roll them off by myself, and then who cares. But try to be somewhat careful with this one. I assume the guy that wants to buy it is going to try and repair it, which, no big deal. It's possible. I just got to know your audience. I do have a wooden one in there and an overhead crane that I typically do when I'm flying solo. I just press the button, lift it off, and drive the truck out. But didn't have that luxury today, but did 4 corners, ratchet straps, and worked super good. So tomorrow I think it'll be just as easy. Have the guy go around, I'll set it right on his truck, and off he'll go, tailgate and taillights and all. Don't even have to mess with it. So I still have to figure out what the hell I'm going to do with the cab. I just cannot bring myself to scrap it. I don't know. I'm sure most people would see it and just be like, wow, that's absolute garbage. But here in the upper Midwest, it's still got some good bones. Believe me, there is a lot worse ones out there. And if I was more ambitious and I had a preference for extended cabs, I'd probably fix it myself, just because the inside is so nice. And the body is so straight. There's not a dent or paint imperfection on it other than the rust on the lower half. But floor is solid. All the bolts came out of the cab. So I don't know. I threw it out there on Marketplace for $250 at a clean title. I include the Hydro Boost, the steering wheel, climate control, radio, dash, doors, inner door panels, carpet, headliner. Yeah, I feel like that's not a terrible deal. It's just going to be a real pain. I got to figure out how I'm going to get it off of the hoist without damaging it. I have a buddy that's got some 5-foot pallet forks, so I'm going to try to throw those on tomorrow instead of my 4s. I still don't know if that's going to be enough, so I should just find some pallet fork extenders, but yeah, it doesn't really help me for my now situation, because I kind of need the hoist. Well, it's really tippy, but it's out of the shop, so we're going to leave it right there where it's safe and sound, and you can stay there for a couple days. And if I get some bites, well, it's easy to get to. Otherwise, it's going to kind of look kind of yucky in the yard, but oh well. Happy Sunday. We do have somebody coming to get this box tailgate, tail light, rust special here. Coming to get that probably around 10 or 11 o'clock. And then I do have a guy coming to get the short block. It's actually a buddy of mine, so should be a good part for him. I'm hoping he can get her in the truck and make sure everything's good to go. Overall, the miles don't scare me. I mean, the thing is super clean. I mean, it was in really good shape. You see good cross hatching on all the cylinder walls. Yeah, it's dirty and grimy, but what 250,000 mile Duramax isn't? So we did use the overhead crane here. It is able to lift up a Duramax, which surprised me, but couldn't really use a cherry picker because this pallet's too wide and I really wanted to get it centered. It works good on a semi tire here. You don't have to strap anything, and it sits really nice and won't tip over. So we're gonna get these both loaded up and get some cash in our pocket. Hopefully clean up the rest of this project today. I just actually had a guy message me on the cab as well, so I actually think we're dwindling down. We'll rob the lift pump, front and rear diff, and really that's about all we're going to keep out of here. The rest of this is going to get scrapped. Well, we did disperse of some parts. As you can expect, people show up and they're like, hey, you know, what else you got? And yeah, turn into browsers real quick. So we ended up dumping some more parts. So I sold a set of rims and tires, but actually I just had that in the barn. These ones are already spoken for from a friend of mine, but ended up selling some wheel liners. And I don't know, the guy that came with was also interested in some other parts here. So might have just sold the frame. So yeah, I don't know. We got a lot of parts, but either way, at this point in time, it is pouring rain outside. Not going to be able to pull in the other project for the day. However, I am going to try and just roll this chassis out. I'm going to take the lift pump off and the wiring, and then I'm going to leave it alone. I don't want to take the front and rear diff out yet, just because then it becomes so immobile and a real pain in the butt to deal with. So I'll roll that out and pick it up with a skid loader and carry it out of the way, probably behind the shed or something, until I get a little more time. It's a nicer day. I'm going to take a shot in the dark here. I'm going to try to sell this chassis all in one piece. Just obviously less work for me. So I'm going to try to I got the rims and tires sold to a friend of mine, so we're going to take all but 2 lugs, I suppose, off of each wheel, so it still rolls and I can move it somewhat decent. So yeah, I'm just going to take these off real quick and then try and get it outside and find a home for it for a little while. Doing a part out, it leaves a huge mess, but I think at this point in time, I'm going to close out this video just because I'm kind of at a standstill. Once all the parts get sold, we'll go ahead and do a breakdown of all the checks and balances and see where we landed. But I can tell you already, it's more than paid for, and I'm super happy. It was a pain in the butt, don't get me wrong. It is a dirty job, and you got all kinds of extra parts, and you're dealing with people on Marketplace. But so far, everybody's been super desirable to deal with. But a lot of times, you get some tire kickers and a lot of people that are not so desirable. But that's the trade-off. So yeah, we're gonna close this one out, and yeah, pretty soon we're gonna be getting into the real project. So we're gonna be pulling in the donor truck and starting the Suburban project. So make sure and stay tuned. It's going to get exciting. Ordered some goodies this morning, so there'll be more to come on that. Yeah, make sure and like and subscribe. There is a pile more coming. Thanks.